I want to welcome you to our demo day recap. Inside this video, you are going to see some of the coolest things that are coming to the real estate technology space. And you're going to start to learn how SAM is replacing real estate CRMs for agents and teams across North America. We're going to be diving into a specific section, but stick through because this is one of many videos inside this series. And then at the very end, you're going to learn how you can claim an exclusive offer. Now, this was the offer we presented live to all of the real estate agents, but I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm going to give it to you. As long as you stick through all the way to the end, you're going to have access to this, and you're going to learn exactly how you can get into SAM once you've seen the power that it's going to bring to your business. AI is the hot topic word of 2026, and you are not going to want to miss a single thing that SAM has to offer. So without further ado, let's dive in.
So now we're talking about, when we're talking about properties and stuff, it's the operations side of our core strategies. Then kind of comes the retention piece. And in that case, a lot of it has to do with dealing with your clients and stuff, doing follow-up and stuff. A lot of calendar work. We've got a lot of things where you can set up your calendar and view it in multiple ways, seeing different ways that you would want to see all of your calendar items. We do have an area for your inbox for SMS messages. Now, right now, as we speak, it only handles the SMS with some of these features in here that I'm going to show you. But this allows you to quickly respond to SMS conversations between you and your customer, and also include your teammates if you've got a team in your system, where as messages come in, say I get a person that sends me a text message and they want to know how many rooms are available in a certain address. Well, AI can use what it knows about property and information. It knows about other details that maybe you have in your standard operating procedures. You upload those documents into SAM, and SAM knows about those. And as it knows about it, whenever this message comes in, it can also give you a recommended response. So this recommended response says, hey, yeah, there's 7 bedrooms in that house. Let me know if there's any other details you need, whatever. And if you don't like that, you can click on modify and make a few changes to it. You can send it as is if you want. Or if it's not quite right and it's actually factually incorrect, you could go in and click train, and then you can give more details about whatever that particular piece is, so that the next time it's asked, it would be relevant and appropriate to auto respond with that information. So giving you that ability to do different things with that information very quickly as you go along. Now, there are times when you get messages from your team or from people, and your team needs to be incorporated in it in some way. So from here, I can send out messages to other people, and then they can respond. And then whenever they respond, I can then retype my message, and then I could go in there even and let AI assimilate a different response based off of everything that it knows in this conversation for me. So I can, pick from maybe one of 3 different choices as a response. So it kind of comes in with a lot of heavy AI capabilities. But what's so important here is that it's drawing from the data. The data is gold in this realm, and we have to make sure that we're using it. You can't do this type of stuff at scale whenever you are using ChatGPT. You have to be able to use the data in your database as the infrastructure of everything that you do. So Cody, you can just see right here, you just now, wow, this is demo day. It's great. So as we were talking, he's responding to this particular text message, in which case it could use that information then if I went in and did a draft or some sort to go through and answer that. If there's an answer, it's like, I don't really care about that. I want to do my own. You can skip them and just get rid of them. And then you can also say, ignore my hidden ones. So it just kind of hides it, sets it apart from everything. You don't have to see anything at all. So you can just see what was said back and forth. So that's the inbox and communication piece. That's really heavy on what you can do. There's lots more to that, but that's kind of the highlights of what the inbox can do. Once you submit something, then it throws it into the outbox, and then it processes it as an outgoing message from there. Cody, was there anything I missed there?
No, this is great. And the inbox is one of those areas that it opens up the door to a lot of the teams we get to work with for being able to have stronger communications with some of the tasks that they are managing. So this has been a really cool addition, and it's actually only been added very recently. So this is like a Workflow Secrets demo day, sneak peek exclusive. And the Inbox does currently work with those SMS messages. That's live. But you might find yourself asking, well, gosh, Cody, can we do that with the emails? Don't worry. That is a coming soon feature. But this is going to give you guys unparalleled ability within your team to not only help the folks that are needing responses, but if you need to coordinate with your team to do that, you can absolutely do that. So Mark, this is another well done feature. It is such a great addition to the suite that SAM offers.
Absolutely. Outbox is an outbox. It sends information out. One of the things that this does do is it keeps track of, and I did have some error messages for a reason. Ignore those, but it allows you to set up messages that are going to be going out today. If any of those are AI augmented, meaning AI changed them in some way, we keep human in the loop. So emails that are augmented in some way or SMS messages that are augmented need to be approved by a human. So they will show in the today list. You can approve them, and then it can go out and send it. And it can even show upcoming ones that are coming within a certain number of days, and you can pre-approve them once they're in that list as well. So this is just a way where you can search, find things, be prepared for outgoing messages, kind of organize them in a good way. Our call list. Now, a call list is just that. It allows you to make phone calls out to different people. This is again, demo data. Sorry, guys. I should have probably cleaned this up a little bit. But what this does is this allows you to see all the people that you're needing to call and do something with. So as you start making calls to people, maybe I want to come here and I want to make a call to Automatic. Wish him a happy birthday. These are things that can be automatically added to your call list of, hey, I need to call them on such and such a day. Well, in this case, you can certainly do that. If you're going to make a call, though, you may want to think about, well, what all do I need to talk to them about? And what you can do is use get talking points, and it looks at what's the purpose of the call, what's some information that is in his contact record, what have we talked about before, and it starts accumulating talking points that you can use as key indicators of things to talk about while you're on the phone. We do integrate with Twilio to do this, so you get your own Twilio account. You set that up through the integrations piece, and then you can click on the call button, and it will call the contact at the point at which it makes that call. It makes the connection. It starts recording, and it can record that conversation and transcribe that conversation into a he said, she said bubble. So as the client talks, you'll see each comment that the client says, and then each conversation piece that you write, you're in a separate bubble, so you can kind of see bubbles going back and forth in the transcription piece. As we do that, actually, let me just see if I've got an older one here for this one. I'm not sure that I've got any that are actually got that filled out. I probably should have done that as well. Um, what we can do though is we can see all of the conversations back and forth. Once that call has been completed, you hang up, then AI says, okay, let's do a call summary. So it summarizes the call, gives you all the information about that call. It looks at the sentiment analysis of that call. Was it a positive call? Was it a negative call? And it scores that. And then it also looks for action items. It says, oh, you talked about setting an appointment on Friday at 2 o'clock to talk about that listing on 123 South Main Street. Well, it goes through and it creates a checklist of things that you need to do. You check off that you want to create that activity, and it'll go and create that activity for that person that you just called, and have some information about the address and stuff that's in there. So lots of call type pieces that are available there. If you need to see while you're making that call, if you want to see the notes of the contact, you want to add additional tags or whatever, you can do that right from the side. Otherwise, you can hide that and not worry about it. But all of this is, brings those people at your fingertips to make those calls and do things with. Once the call is completed, you come up here and say, yeah, we connected, we made the call, and that was the outcome of it. And then at that point, if there's actions or things that need to be done, it can do it automatically through a routine. So pretty powerful on what you need to do. Cody.
Yeah, Mark, this one, so full context, I kind of alluded to this in our little intro, but when I was first starting in the real estate CRM technology space, I actually worked in outbounding sales for about a year. And so my entire day-to-day was calling 100 people. And when I was calling people, the tools that they had available to us were not very good. The reason for that is because it would dial out 10 lines at a time. Whoever answered, it would flip to, and I would have about 3 seconds to read a name. I'm dyslexic. It never went well. And then I have absolutely no context of these folks. So when we sat down to build the call list, the ability for you to use that fountain of wealth that is the information that you've learned about these folks to give you talking points to help you out. If you need to go back and review a phone call, you can absolutely do that. It's going to give you a sentiment analysis so you know how everything is going. Oh, and by the way, Sam is going to step up and it's going to help look over the call after it's done. And it's going to start pulling out the bits and pieces of all of the things you would want. So for me, this was kind of the dream system of, gosh, if I had to go back into that field, what would I have wanted? Well, I would want this. And so being able to see this achieved is really incredible. I do believe at last year's demo day, we had the guts of this, but nowhere near how powerful it is today. And this is just such an incredible piece.
Absolutely. Whenever you're creating communication of types, we typically do that through a template of some sort. And the templates themselves are just the emails that you need to send out, or the SMS messages. One thing that we do that's very different from any of the other CRMs that I've seen out there is that because we are allowing AI to augment information or do different things based off of conditional contact preferences, one of the things that we do here is we say, okay, this is a message, this is the kind of message that we want to send, but it may come in multiple different forms. So in this particular one, we have both an English and we have a Spanish version of this. So if somebody prefers Spanish, they would get the Spanish version. If they prefer English, they'd get the English version. English is the default, but as you go through, it would choose the appropriate message based off of which one is needed. If the person preferred SMS over it, then it could show an SMS. This one doesn't have a pre-designed one, but it can do it on the fly as well. So you can go in there and do all kinds of abilities of creating the different content for outbound messages that can be done automatically through the routines. And we're getting close on time, so I'm going to not spend a lot of time here. Just realize most CRMs have some kind of template piece in order to send out messages. We do the same thing. We've got merge fields. We've got the ability to set up, actually, we've got a document library where you can set up different types of attachments that may go onto these different documents. And maybe you want to update them at a different times. Instead of going in and changing out in every message the different documents that's needed, you just go to your document library that's linked to that and then be able to upload a new version of that particular attachment, and it will do it for whichever ones use that attachment. So it makes it really nice for maintenance to be able to deal with lots of documents, whether they come from the document library or if it's files that are part of a contact record or a listing or a transaction. A lot of people at the beginning of the year will send out their like HUD-1 examples or HUD-1 statements to everybody that bought that past year. Well, all you have to do is create a template that is for HUD-1. I think I've got one in here. So yeah, so like here we have a HUD-1, and inside what it does is it says include the documents from the document library that is the HUD-1 explained, any files in the files of the contact that say HUD-1, and then the actual contract itself. So all the information that you would normally send to that person, maybe it takes, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to gather that information and do it. You can do it instantaneous through SAM because you've got your systems in place that put those files into that contact record. And then whenever it goes to send, it automatically pulls those files and sends them to your people. It's a great way of doing stuff.
That's great, Mark. Before we go any further, too, I want to highlight what is my favorite feature about the templates, and it's the show stats area. So this one does require that you have a SendGrid connection, but what you're able to do is actually see the stats after the template goes out. Now you could set it, right now it's currently set to all time, and so you can see how many people have had this message processed, how many was it delivered to, and more importantly, some of the other stats like their open rates, their click rates, their bounce rates. Now, this is just a demo template, so all we have is an open rate. But more importantly, this is a incredible process that we've been able to do here is I can go and I can select the messages. I oftentimes do this once I send a message out. Well, maybe it's a marketing message, and we had quite a few folks who opened it. Well, if you opened it, that tells me that you're much more engaged with this message than someone who just received it or who it was delivered to. And so maybe I can then go to update, and I'm going to update that specific list of contacts based on that behavior that they did. So now I'm able to target my marketing messages much more effectively. And this is a really great way that you can start looking at, gosh, I have this large list of folks who have opened it. I'm going to send them an additional message that's going to push them a little bit further down what we would call the pipeline of our marketing tools. And that to me is one of the most powerful behavioral pieces that you can do off of any of these messages that are going out.
One of the things that we do is we do have SAM set up for multiple different sizes of teams. You may be a solo agent, you may be a team, a small team, a large team. We have different teams, but our most popular is the 3-user system. If you're an individual agent, you can get SAM for $89 a month. If you're a team, it's $249. But we've got a lot of additional types of bonuses that we want to include with this. Number one is our brain in a box. So for the past several months, we have what we call our co-pilot. We also have a co-pilot light where people can, if they they're at a point in their business where they want some help, some additional help, beyond doing it themselves, where they pay us to do that work with them, or get some extra time with us, and go through that process over a 2-week period. We do a co-pilot light, and that's great and all, but there's only so much time in the week for me to be able to help the users be able to do things. So what we've done is we've put together what we call the SAM Foundations Program Guide. If you were if you were to look into our brain and analyze what we were going to be going over those 2 weeks, that's what's contained in the foundation guide. This is something where we spend a lot of time going through different things, but we've nailed it down to, here are the things that you need to do. Here's the process that you need to do. And normally, that would be an $800 value. Because it comes with us, we're actually including that piece with this. So it's definitely of value there. The other thing that we're doing is, whenever you get your normal account, users get a single landing page, a single assessment option. We will 10x that by including additional landing page abilities to create additional landing pages. A lot of people charge $30 to $50 a month to have landing pages, and we're doing that in this, including it for you. Very, very powerful in being able to create those assessments, being able to create those landing pages of different types to do things, and also the emailing. Whenever you do lead capture, the leads that come in, we also include those as well. One of the things that we do every week is we have what we call our office hours, but this really is a way to have access to us, the founders of the software, and be able to have us answer your questions. This is your time to be able to spend just really asking the important question. Now, if it is something to do with, I'm having this challenge, whatever, where we would need to look at your data, we'd probably set up a separate little 30-minute time just to go through that, so we don't share your data. But lots of people come to this, and it's just an open time where we get to spend time with you and answer all kinds of questions and stuff. So that's a very valuable piece as well. What can you remove? Well, a lot of old technology, your old CRMs, manually triggering things. A lot of CRMs out there, just they don't do automation, and they don't do it with AI. And hiring lots of experts to be able to do things. You don't necessarily need all the experts that are out there anymore. And as we continue to grow, that's going to be even more so, because we're getting rid of more and more things that you need from external places. We're actually including them into the software itself. So being able to remove a lot of stuff. So for what we're doing today is you can get, for the next 24 hours, you can get all the bonuses and stuff that goes with this. You choose whether you want the $89 a month or the $249 a month if you've got multiple users. On those, if you've got some, definitely talk to us. If you've got people that are kind of support people and they're not agents, but or actually, even if they are agents, we can work kind of through some of the user account pieces with you. But definitely, it's something that you're going to want as many people on this that's on your team as possible, so you can do the communication, do all the automations and stuff between each other. So that's very, very powerful. Now, if you are ready to order, you can go out to workflowsecrets.info/SAM order and be able to get the system right now for the next 24 hours. you can get all those bonuses that goes along with it. Otherwise, after 24 hours, those stop. You still get a powerful system, but it's definitely worth the extra for doing it early if you want. One other thing that we've done is we've helped hundreds of agents be successful with SAM. And you know, there's a lot of people that do that with the do-it-yourself path. If you're that kind of person, it's like, I really like to do it that way, but I really need help. We do have the ability to do our Copilot program. Copilot is a 8-week program where we sit down with you 2 days a week, basically go through your systems. It's very customized. It's a one-on-one type strategy piece where we help you build out with your team the entire suite of what SAM does, helping you set up your contacts, make sure you get them imported and classified and set them up. We help you set up the different links to systems, external integrations and stuff. We also help you set up those routines, and we help you think through those the development of the different routines. This can be time consuming for most people. We actually go through and we can shrink it down into a very short time and make it very, very quick for you. It's just a matter of understanding your business. What do you want to do inside your business? And if you don't know that, then we help you figure that out. That's something that, some people need to address. Personalized setup, all the different setup pieces, support, and feedback weekly. One of the things that is really nice for those people that are doing Copilot is that if they have extra integrations, things that we don't currently have, you actually get some of that. Depending on the integration, we can actually help build those integrations and stuff out on our end for you, and go through that process. So the other thing that we do is during that 2-week process, we actually include the subscription for you. So during that time, we actually don't charge you for SAM. And if you're doing a 3-user system, that could be $500 of savings there. So total value on that. If you was just to spend time with us, typically it would cost you around 12 grand to do all that. We've got it down to 3,600. You can do this. One of the limitations is there's only so much time that we have available for this. We've got people already going through Copilot, and we've only got 2 slots available. So if you're interested, certainly reach out, and we will work towards getting you into that. If you're interested in that, you can go to workflowsecrets.info/Copilot enrollment. So definitely take a look at that if you're interested.